Hey, hey, sticking with our theme, we are right smack dab in the middle of matrices. We introduced what matrices were last lesson, and beard's getting kind of gray there. Sorry about the interruption. It's must be a distance learning beard, so gonna have to get back to school before I shave it. I don't know yet. Anyways, we are talking about this way to take numbers and arrange them in a sort of table format that has something with rows and columns. We defined what those are called. They're called matrices, and the rows by column is order. It defines how many rows, how many columns a matrix has. Each matrix has things in them. These are numbers in them, and the numbers in them are called elements. And those elements each have a certain address. So we talked about what addresses are for certain elements. So today, all we want you to be able to guys to do is to add and subtract different matrices. And there's one big rule with adding and subtracting them. You can only add and subtract them if they have the same order, which means if the dimensions are the same. Here's an example to look at. On the left here, we can add these matrices. These are both 2 by 2. You can add these two matrices. This is a 3 by 1 and a 3 by 1. What you can't do is you can't add different order matrices. So in this case here, it's 1 row and 2 columns, so it's a 1 by 2. You can't add that to a 2 by 1. So it's important to know how to order a matrix, and then that will allow us to either add or subtract them. All I want to do today is go through 3 different examples with you, maybe an addition, a subtraction, and then something a little different. So first example I have for you is for us to be able to add the matrix W with Y. So what I like to do when I'm adding matrices here is first of all I just write down the order of each. So the order of W is it's a 2 by 2, and the order of Y is a 2 by 2. That means my end result, my operational result, is going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. So if you want to, you can put little boxes here just to make sure you know it's going to have 2 rows and 2 columns. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fill these in. And the best way to describe matrix addition and or subtraction is you subtract the elements that have the same addresses. So in the first, let's use a highlighter here. So in the first matrix, first row, first column, you add that with that other first row, first column, the one with the same address. You put that sum in the first row, first column. So let's just erase these boxes, otherwise it gets kind of wonky here. And then just repeat. So now we're going to go stay with the first row. Let's go to the second column. Let's add those together. That goes in the first row, second column. Just make sure you put them in the correct address spot for each element. And then we're going to go 1 plus minus 2, minus 1, and then we'll do one more, 0 plus 3, and that'll go here. So our matrix should always be the same order or same dimensions. Voila! Let's do a subtraction one. So in this case right here, let's move this a little bit here. What do we got here? Well, we have on matrix X, it is 2 rows by 3 columns. Matrix Z is 2 by 3. That means my matrix result is going to be a 2 by 3. So first step is 4 minus 2. That's a 2. 7 minus, let's get crazy here. 7 minus a minus 2. So 7 minus a minus 2. Addition of the opposite, that's 9. So just slow down. You can do this in your head probably. If not, you can just slow it down and make sure when you're subtracting a negative that it's like adding the opposite. And then so 2 minus 3, that's a minus 1. And now we're going to go second row, first column. So down here, 5 minus 1, that's 4. 1 minus 0, that's 1. And then minus 1 minus 4. Minus 1 minus 4. Opposite. So that's a minus 5. If you have to, write down your little steps, double check. Your end matrix should always be exactly the same. I'm going to do one more. And this one we want to find is the sum of x plus y. So I'm going to write down the dimensions or the order first. The order of x is a 2 by 3. The order of y is a 2 by 2. This right here, you guys, is es no posible. We call that undefined. Remember, you can only add or subtract matrices if the order of these is identical. It has to be the same. So that's it for today. Have fun. Stay clean, my friends. Wash your hands, disinfect your phones, and most importantly, be kind. Make sure as you guys are moving along here, you're doing the Delta math lessons with each of these, and maybe stopping by the Google Hangouts if they have any questions. Take care.